And joining us on the line, great to welcome back to Flow, Lucie Tiger. G'day, Lucie. How you doing today?
I'm doing so well, Clayton. Thank you so much for having me on, and hello to everyone listening in.
It is always a pleasure chatting to you again. We love your music here on Flow. And as I said to you off air, I love it at the moment because it's your new song that we're going to get to hear and talk about called Do Me Right. It is just a fun, up-tempo, get moving sort of a song, and this is what we need at the moment, I feel. We don't need any sort of, emotional roller coaster kind of songs. We want something that just gets us making us feel good.
Oh, definitely. And it's funny because I wrote it last year, and I wrote it sort of, there's that first line in the song where, it's been a long day, been a long week, been a long year. And, I was actually kind of talking about 2020. But the funny thing was that 2021 turned out to be sort of just as chaotic and unexpected. So it kind of works out.
Oh, absolutely. When I heard that, I thought, oh, that's so right now. It is just so right now. Now, you mentioned in the song about getting a new pair of boots. So I need to know, did you get a new pair of boots, and how many have you got?
Oh, look, I'm not going to lie. One of my coping mechanisms for lockdown is buying boots. And I probably bought, at least half a dozen over the last 2 years, of course. And I do wear them a lot, not just at, gigs and stuff, but, cowboy boots are very, especially when you're on tour. I'll go to Muscle Shoals in Alabama, and, everyone sort of, everyone growing up in Australia, if you spend any time out in the bush, they're always like, okay, if you're walking around the bush, stamp noisily on the ground, and that will, make sure that snakes kind of avoid you. Yep. The problem is that rattlesnakes are the exception, and so if you're stamping through the bush, all the other snakes run away, but those ones come towards you. So I find that boots are a very, very good item of footwear to have on hand whilst on tour in rattlesnake country. So I almost see them as like a tax write-off,
Yeah, well, I think that seems legitimate to me.
I very deftly avoided the question, answering the question of how many that I own.
Well, I'm still waiting to get the answer to that. So,
Oh, look, it's double digits. Probably 2 dozen, I'd say.
Okay, okay. And for every occasion, I take it?
Yes, exactly. There's there's a pair of cowboy boots for every occasion, for sure.
Well, I spoke to a girl recently who said she even has a pair for when she gets married for the wedding day. So have you got a pair in mind, or do you have a pair for that particular occasion?
Well, I do have a pair of white boots.
Okay.
And I do have a pair of boots that have rhinestones all over them. So I've probably got options.
Okay.
For a wedding day. And I've actually, it's funny you should mention that, because I've actually been asked by a friend of mine to be a bridesmaid in her wedding in March, and so I've got to figure out if she'll let me wear boots. I probably won't be allowed. I'll probably have to wear proper high heels and be all ladylike. But it's worth asking the question, I think.
Yeah, and the first thing you'll do at the end of the night is kick those shoes off and put the boots back on. So.
Oh, exactly.
Yes, no, exactly what you're talking about. So, do you have a room dedicated to them yet, or what's going on?
I have a whole cupboard.
Okay, that's a starting point.
Maybe one day I'll have a boot room. I'd like that.
I kind of feel that's going to happen anyway, so I don't think.
I think so.
Yeah. Now, Lucie, I'm just looking on my screen here, the video you've done for your new single called Do Me Right, which we'll get to hear. And what's this? Your folks helped you with this video. So what's the story?
Yeah. So we are lucky enough to live in Sydney. And it meant that we had, a good almost 4 months of lockdown this year. So we ended up having to film the video ourselves. So I filmed some bits. My mum did. My dad did. Yep. Luckily, we all live in the same local government area. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to. But, I think it turned out all right. I think it's a cute video.
It is. Who's the guy that you're getting a very long hug from?
The funny story about that is I had a good friend of mine who very gamely put himself forward as happy to play the part in the video. But when it came down to it, he actually lived too far away. He lived on the other side of the Harbour Bridge, so he wasn't able to travel. And so I ended up having to ask the son of a neighbour that I know who is studying drama, and he did a very good job and was great. So it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, that it did as well. It's a good little clip. It's a fun little clip as well. And we get to see you wearing boots in it as well, funnily enough.
Oh, yeah.
I love one of the lines too in the song, Lucy, let's make some mistakes all night long. And it's a bit of a sassy sort of nod-wink sort of line, but I know exactly where you're coming from with this, and it's one of those that, yeah, you know what I mean. It's just that it is a great little line.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. You know, it's one of those things where people can sort of like read into it, you know, as much or as little as they like. And I think that's kind of you know, what makes a song I don't know, like more easy to identify with. You know, if you're able to sort of put yourself in that position. I think you know, there's kind of like this sort of thing with songs. They can either be a little bit too vague because they're kind of trying to appeal to too many people, or they can be too specific, and then it's hard to sort of identify, you know, with the lyrics. So I kind of like to, you know, pop it kind of straight in the middle of that continuum, you know, if you will, to make it, you know, enough people be able to go like, oh yeah, I could see myself doing that.
And it fits in with the personality of you and also the song as well. It just fits in. And it's just, I thought, oh, yeah.
A little bit of fun.
I hear what you're saying. So you got the song out at the moment, and I understand you got some gigs going. So are you back doing some shows? Is that what's happening for you at the moment?
Yes, I am. And it's fantastic. I had 2 shows last week. I've got 3 this week. It feels really great to kind of go from having, you know, 0 gigs week after week after week to having so many that I'm kind of, you know, waking up a little bit tired in the morning. You know, it's fantastic. It's I love playing live. I think you know, I think there's nothing better, and you know, I think it's so much fun, and it's so great to be able to, you know, see like the effect you can have on people. You know, you know, you see people watch. I played a gig last night, and you know, you play a song, and you know, people like it, and you know, you see them smile, and it's just great. You know, you don't get that when you're doing you know, live streams or anything like that.
Are you taking more notice of those sort of moments and holding on to them a bit? Because, you know, this can all be taken away. We've all gone through that. But so when you're getting that moment where you are really making that connection, are you sort of like, yeah, I'm going to remember this because, you know, I know how quickly this can all go away? Yeah,
I know. You know, having had it, you know, go away twice now, you know, you really do sort of, I mean, I always, you know, the entire time I've been playing music, I've always really valued, you know, live performances. And, you know, I'm a big believer in that, you know, the audience, and with an audience and a singer on stage, they're not there for you. You're there for them.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's always been my my sort of way of thinking when it comes to live gigs. So, yeah, it is fantastic to be back, and I really don't want it to go away again.
No, none of us do. Now, I know last time we spoke, you were a bit disappointed because you wanted to get over to the US again, back to Muscle Shoals. And so, is that on the cards for next year? Are you looking to make that happen again?
Yes, I am heading back there in April.
Okay.
And I can't be happier. I'm so excited. I'm literally counting down the days. You know, it's been 2 years since I've been there, and I'm just looking so forward to just seeing all of my friends over there in the US and playing shows, and we're going to do some more recording.
Yep.
We're going to, you know, do a whole heap of driving, and, you know, we're going to see a whole heap of places that I've, you know, never been to before, and a whole heap of places I've been to before. So it's just going to be great.
And you've got some songs already in the sort of the kit to take over to record?
Oh, yes. There's always extra songs to record.
Yeah. And then, okay, I'm looking forward to hearing some of those. And you mentioned places you haven't been, so where are we talking about here?
Well, I'll put it this way. We are pretty much flying to Nashville, and then we are driving back to LA.
Oh, okay.
So, we're going to go over a bunch of places we've been to before: Muscle Shoals, Memphis, Clarksdale, Little Rock. But then the rest of it, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, California. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
Yeah, are you heading up to Route 66? Are you going to travel that way or just different ways?
Yeah, no, we are going to travel on Route 66. It's kind of funny because I've literally already worked out the roads we're going to take.
Yeah.
I hate driving on big interstates, here in Australia and in the US. Like, it's just so boring. You don't see anything. There's just too many lanes and too much traffic, and no one actually takes the small little state highways.
Yep.
So you actually kind of, you don't, it doesn't take that much longer to get to where you're going because there's no traffic. So I love those little roads, and there's so many more, interesting things that you see on the way. So yeah, I can't even tell you how excited I am. I just can't wait.
Oh, I can hear it in your voice how excited you are, and you're going to have a great time. It's going to be fun, and I look forward to the postcards.
You got it.
So, Lucie, the song, it's ready to go. Just before we talk about that, you're going to be at Tamworth as well, I take it?
Yeah, I'm going up for Tamworth, playing some gigs. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
And what about, before we get to Tamworth, what's the plans for Christmas and New Year?
Oh, no one's asked me this question in interviews before. Well, I don't have a very big family, and the family that I do have don't actually live in Sydney. So we often have a Christmas where we invite a bunch of people that we know that also don't have family. And one of my best friends, actually one of my oldest friends, literally from high school, is Jewish. So I often invite her to our Christmas lunch because she's not doing anything that day.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mention that.
She gets to have Christmas every now and then with us.
It's funny you mention that because years ago I was at a radio station and everyone, it was Christmas time and we were all away from our family. None of us were with our family, and we're all sort of sitting there, what are we going to do? And it was a case of, well, if you bring that and you bring that and I'll bring this and we'll do that. And we all got together with things that we brought, and we called it our Orphans Christmas. And it was just a fun sort of impromptu sort of way of celebrating the day, and we talked about families and we did the cheers and all the sort of things you do. But it was just, so I understand what you mean and that sort of thing. And you've got to improvise a little bit sometimes when you haven't got family around you.
Oh yeah, I think I think sometimes. I think everyone's heard horror stories from other people's family Christmas lunches, and sometimes even our own. Yeah. So I think sometimes the ones that don't involve family are sometimes the best Christmases.
Yep.
I'm just hoping no one from my family lives in Kapunda, but I'm pretty sure they don't.
You might be safe, I don't know, but we can find out. When it does come to music, though, what about Christmas songs? Do you have a secret Christmas song that you love listening to or even love performing?
Oh, yeah. Chris Rea, Driving Home for Christmas.
Oh, great song.
That song is so good. Yeah. I play that every year. It's so good. I play that because sometimes my mum puts on How to Make Gravy.
Yeah.
And I just can't listen to two verses of that without starting to cry. I'm just like, no, turn it off. It's too sad. I can't deal with it. So, we listen to Driving Home for Christmas instead.
It's a great song, and it'll be played here very soon on Flow too, because it's one of our favourites. So we're looking forward to playing that over Christmas time. But we're also looking forward to playing your brand new song. It's a great track, and it's all here ready to go. Lucie, all the best for Christmas and New Year. Have lots of fun in Tamworth, and I'm looking forward to the postcards from America next year, because you're going to have a ripper time, I just know it. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about your new music when you either get over there or get back, or in between. It'll be happening for sure. It's great chatting to you. Thank you so much for spending time with us today on Flow, and if you could please introduce your brand new song for us.
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. It's always such a good time having a chat with you. Thank you so much. I am Lucie Tiger. You are listening to Flow FM, and this is my brand new single, Do Me Right.